Hey guys, so how are we all doing? So big day in crypto today, and I think we've got a big week coming up. So if you guys wouldn't mind just smash that like button, we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, for our first, yeah, I mean obviously we've got a big massive wick here. We break through this resistance, went up to the next resistance, break through that, and then did get rejected in that new zone, that new area above 10k, and we are now basically back under this resistance. So whilst we had the daily 9 coming up, obviously in like about 3 hours, this pretty much will be like the blowout candle that's basically front ran the daily 9. Yeah, I mean realistically we've got to see how much downside we can potentially get from here. It's obviously a big rejection wick. We're under resistance. So obviously under this 10k resistance. So realistically speaking, um, like like I've been saying with my incredibly specific scenario that I'm expecting, so expecting acceleration into the 9, above 10k maybe into this zone, then get rejected back down, and then come down to, well, pretty much retest this 9,500. That is my incredibly specific scenario that I was talking about yesterday or the day before that I think was going to happen. So yeah, all that's left now is retest down to 9,500. And I mean, I do think we can get it. A rejection wick like this is bearish. It tells you that there are longs trapped in here. People that bought longs above here trapped in longs. And then people that were in shorts got stopped out, and they had to buy back their positions. And if they want to be short, they may short again. Now we've had this bearish wick, so there basically is downward pressure. Downward pressure. I mean, the best case scenario, I believe, for Bitcoin will be to hold this 9,700, which is it's reasonable for it to expect it to be able to do that. It's just whether, based off a daily 9, a daily TD9, we will be able to do that. Because if you kind of look, our last daily TD9 pretty much reversed us on a downtrend, took us through 1, 2, even briefly through 3 lots of resistance before running out of steam from that whole basically 9 candle count. I mean, I know I'm ignoring the fact we've got another candle tomorrow, but I'm sort of ruling out in my mind us getting back over 10k and proceeding upwards to 10.5. But I may be wrong on that. I may definitely be wrong on that. Obviously I can be wrong. Anything can happen in the market. Is probabilities and statistics. But what I think is a likely scenario is we are going to come and back test some of these areas. I mean, we haven't even really got down to back test the 9,700 zone yet. So I mean, maybe I'm getting a bit punchy with expecting 9,500, but I do think if we do play out this zone, this zone here, 9,800 to 10,000 zone, I think we will find us finding our ways down to 9,500 to test some support, and just to let some of the oscillators, some of the stochastics, the momentum indicators just reset, because obviously we've gone on a tear, an absolute tear from the low of this candle, which is about 9,100 up to basically it's $1,000 move basically. So yeah, we need to digest that movement. And yeah, I mean, extremely bullish case, we can digest that movement in this box that we're currently in. But I just don't think that's the most likely scenario. And I'm basing that, well, off the daily 9, off this move, which I'm basically counting as a front running of the daily 9. I don't believe tomorrow's candle is going to trade above this candle. And yeah, just off the fact we've had a lot of had a big move that we need to digest, basically the daily 9. Also the stochastics, I believe, on the daily, maybe looking to turn down tomorrow if we don't get back above 10k. 12 hour is coming back out of this this extremely bullish zone here, which is obviously a sign that we are going to test some downside. Obviously, remember 10 hour Stokes are the cheat codes for Bitcoin, coming down a bit, and then I mean 8 hour and 4 hour. 8 hour coming down, and 4 hour you can see looking like it is losing our trend line. So yeah, downside to be played out, unless we're going to have an incredibly strong reaction to the open tomorrow. Don't forget we're going to have a big CME gap, unless we're going to have like just a big market up day, which we'll see. We never know. That's trading, isn't it? This 4 hour 9 on the 4 hour, obviously that's where 4 hour 9s populate. I would ignore this. This is not really going to have much of an effect. I mean, it's a sell 9, but clearly every candle before it basically opened higher. And pretty much closed higher, apart from obviously this close here, and then the candle 4 before it had a massive move up. So I wouldn't look too much into this 4 hour 9 as any sort of indication that well, I say that, but I'm obviously looking for downside, and this is a sell 9, but I'm not looking for downside based off this sell 9. So yeah, just to clarify what I was saying. So but yeah, the weekly is set to close, and what is this going to look like on a weekly, guys? It's going to look absolutely fantabulous. It's going to look like I mean, realistically, testing 9,500 in this weekly big massive ascending triangle. I mean, have you ever seen anything more bullish? And I know I was talking about an inverse head and shoulders, maybe coming down even to here based off the weekly Stokes, but we can just this this bottom line of the triangle, just for not pure fun, actually. I mean, that's not why I'm doing it. But oh, what are you doing? I've unlocked the drawing tools, yeah. So I've now selected that, and I'm now extending this line. Yeah, I mean, maybe we're just in a head and shoulders. Maybe we're just on a head and shoulders. But this is the shoulder, the left shoulder, and this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. Maybe this is the extent, and what I was going to do was just, obviously I can't point at the screen, was just draw a line under here, and this is obviously still going to be the neckline. So is that the case? Possibly could be. It literally possibly could be. And then we could basically have a projected move of what's this? Let's call it 6k to 10k, 4k higher, so 14k. We can have a projected move of 14k based off it. So it's a stretch. It is a stretch, guys. It is a reach, but I mean, squint and you can see it. I mean, look, shoulder, head, shoulder. But yeah, basically I am bullish though. I am bullish overall. I mean, obviously I'm bullish overall, longer term, medium term. I'm just thinking, well, this big weekly candle needs a bit of digestion. But hey, look what happened but I mean, granted we're at very low levels, and we had lots of green big range weekly candles pumping us all the way up. I mean, are we just gonna have another load of that and absolutely green candle our way back up to 20k? I mean, anything's possible. And do you know what? Anything's possible in this current financial, economic, especially in the markets environment. Anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible. So yeah, that is about it, really. So yeah, I mean, maybe just when you have a big range day, you can quite often come back and just basically test the midpoint of that candle as support and move up. Maybe we'll have some sideways, test this trend line. Maybe we'll just consolidate around here anyway at this high between this 9,700 zone. So I should probably go into another time frame. Maybe we'll just consolidate and play out in this zone here. But I think that is the less likely scenario, and I strongly feel and I only have these feelings, guys. These feelings are just intuition feelings, just from the amount of times, the amount of markets I've watched, the amount of price action I've watched, the amount of market movements I've watched. It just seems reasonable to come back, test this. It's basically, it will be the 50% retracement from this move. It will also be this support, which is an important level of support. It was an important level of resistance, turn support, and then also potentially even whenever it comes in this trend line, which I have been saying I believe will be important. Although it wasn't that one, it was a different one I was drawing, so ignore that. Yeah. But overall, guys, I mean, clearly everything's bullish. Let's have a look at the monthly, just because we've had a big, we're gonna have it. We're near the end of the month. In all fairness, guys, it's Friday, isn't it? The end of the month. This is a nice looking monthly candle. This is a nice looking chart. This looks good, right? This is a nice big doji candle, and we sort of digested that move a bit here, moved back to the top of that candle. We finally, well, we've been making progress basically on these monthly candles above the top of here, above all these important levels, above all this, well, above a lot of these important levels, but I mean, you can see these important levels here coming back from this 20k run here, and then also these important levels here, which are around 10,000 thingy. So we start closing any candles on a monthly. If we, I mean, next month basically is it. Next month, if we get above here, that is going to trigger all sorts of fireworks in Bitcoin. This is a bullish chart. This is a bullish looking chart. This is a bullish looking chart, guys. Basically, that's all I can really say about that. Anyway, so that's enough moonboy talk today. That's enough moonboy talk for one evening. But hey, this is what the charts look like. It's just what the charts look like. I was calling for 40% drops in Bitcoin based on that weekly stochastic turning down, based on what the charts would look like when the charts look different to this. So is the Bayesian inference model. You just take in the new information, assimilate that, and then formulate a new outlook. I mean, that is literally how that in trading is just how you should operate. You should always take in the information, assess it. You should never be fixed on any particular trade idea, particular view, particular fundamental view, just nothing. You just assimilate the information, the new information as it comes in, see where it fits in your decision making process, see how it affects your decision making process, and then make appropriate decision adjustments. So there we go, there's some advice for you. Anyway, so right, remember, this is not a financial, there's some advice, but it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys in the morning.